In this video, I'm going to show you guys how I made this wooden table with the Craftsman Radial arm saw. Alright, here we're going to start off by using our speed square. I'm going to put a pencil line on 2.5 inches. I'm just going to ride it all the way across the board like that and get our pencil mark. Beautiful. Next, I'm using my handy dandy Porter cable skill saw. I love this thing. This thing is pretty awesome. We'll go ahead and put our speed square. Put our pencil mark at 2.5 inches and draw a line. I want to put this to one side, and there we have our beautiful ripped 2.5 inch board, just like that. Alright, and now that we have those two pieces rip cut, we're gonna go ahead and cross cut them to about the same length as this piece right here, which is about 5 feet, almost exactly. Close up my tape measure and draw our line. And we draw another one on this piece. And we got 2 lines. Now we make our cross cut. Now that we have both of these pieces of wood cut to length, we're gonna go ahead and send them through the planer. Alright, so as you guys can see here, I do not have a sawdust collection system. So what I do is I have this bag here, which is originally for a leaf blower that I have there or somewhere around here. I don't know where it's at, but it's for a leaf blower. Alright, now our wood has a perfectly flat top edge. Again, in case it looks curved for whatever reason, it is because of the fisheye lens. So now all we need to do is do exactly what we just did to a few more pieces of wood and get them to the same shape and width and plane them down. So I'm just going to go ahead and fast forward to that. Alright, and the next step is going to be to glue these two pieces together and cut them down to the same length as those other pieces. So let's go ahead and do that right now. To do is plane the rest of this down to about the same width. As you can see here, there is a ridge. We need to get rid of that ridge and make sure the top surface is nice and flat. So let's go ahead and send it through the planer and glue them together. Alright, that is a beautiful plain down piece of wood. You can see these two pieces look like they're the same piece almost. If you didn't know the seam line was there, they probably look like they were from the same piece of wood. So the next step is to cut it to the same width as those pieces this way. I already drew my line right here. We're going to cut that down with the skill saw and then run it through the joiner or the planer a little bit. Alright, went ahead and cut a piece off with the skill saw. This is the piece I cut off this end. And we have all the boards here and ready to glue together. This is the final piece here. Last two here are a little bit messed up, but that's okay because we're gonna put a finish on it anyway that'll protect that. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna glue all these pieces on the left half together. Once these are all glued together, I'm gonna run them through the planer one last time and then glue the big pieces together. By the way, I don't know if you guys remember earlier in the video when I was telling you how good of a sawdust catcher this bag is. Let me show you. This thing is pretty much, it's half full right now. It could still take a lot more, but I'm gonna go ahead and just dump it out real quick just to show you guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and dump it in this box here. And that's all the sawdust that the leaf blower bag caught from the planer. Alright you guys, we're going to go ahead and begin the gluing process. I am using some Tight Bond 2.
Here you will see me clamping together some 2x4s on top of the project here, and I'm doing this in order to straighten out the boards and hold them together nice and evenly as they dry.
Alright, so it looks like that's about as even as that part is going to get. Right now is the fun part of getting to watch the glue dry. It is windy as a mofo out here, but I did manage to get everything cut down and planed down to width. They're all exactly the same width. So all there is to do now is glue them together. Looks like we really have a storm brewing in. You can see storm clouds everywhere in the sky, so I'm gonna have to wrap this up really quick. I already put most of the tools away and I covered up my arm saw over there, but I still need one last piece to glue, which is these last three pieces. It's looking awesome already, so I'm gonna try and glue these pieces together as quick as I can before the storm comes in, so bear with me here. Finishing cut. Draw ourselves a beautiful line right there and chop it off. Okay, so we're back on track this lovely evening. I've decided to work now in the evening since it's a little bit cooler in the daytime. I have the table here. This is going to be the new fence. And I've decided I'm going to position it right up against the blade in this position because I'm going to be using this for a lot of ripping. So that's exactly where I'm going to put it. And now I'm going to attempt to straighten out the fence using this steel framing square and this speed square. So we position the speed square on the edge, put it up against the framing square, and then put that up against the fence. And that should help us to get it nice and even. That looks pretty good right there. Right up against the blade. The blade doesn't appear to be touching it. So I'm gonna leave this exactly where it's at. I'm gonna get the drill and we're gonna drill some holes here in the top and bolt it in place. Welcome back, everybody. I'm your boy Tonio. Today is another beautiful day. It is already the evening and I've been out here for a couple hours working on this. I finally threw the bigger, proper sized saw blade on here. So we are finally running that. And I went ahead and cut our blade slot in the fence here. So now all there is to do is put the other side of the fence on right here. So let me show you guys how beautiful this thing is running. I will definitely have to figure out a dust management system for this thing. However, I just want to show you guys here on the piece of wood, we have a beautifully clean cut. And you see here on the edging, we have very minimal tear out. Here in the front, very little tiny piece of tear out here. Not a big issue. Very little tear out in the back. And if you guys notice, there's also 0 burns on here. There's no wood burning whatsoever on this piece or the other half. No wood burning, very minimal tear out. Also, put that beautiful square on there. Just look at how perfect that cut is. That is a near perfect square 90-degree angle cut. I think I really outdid myself with this table. I'm very proud of it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and hopefully you guys learned something from it. If you do, I'll be very happy. And let's get to the next step. Here is the final product, everyone. I'm not sure if I already made this video or not. I might have, because it's already been a couple weeks. It is a couple weeks later after I had finished putting this table together. These are the top fence pieces which I bolted into place and positioned, and this is the finished product. It's beautiful. I've already used it quite a bit. I put a brand new Diablo blade on here and it cuts like a champ. This one is a cross cut. However, I will be using it for a lot of rip cuts as well, so I will be getting a rip blade in the future, but this is all I have right now. And all I have to do now is put a bit of a finish on it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a finish on it. It is the evening once again, and it's already getting dark. And I had chose to do it now because it is way too hot in the daytime. It gets over 100 degrees in the daytime here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And it's nice and fresh in the evening, so we're gonna go ahead and put a finish on it now. All right, we're gonna start off by blowing it off with a leaf blower to get all the dust off. So I removed the table. I went ahead and brought it over here under the umbrella on my little workbench area, and I'm gonna go ahead and give it a quick sand down with some 60 grit sandpaper, and then we'll go ahead and apply the finish to it. Okay, now that we have a beautiful, nice, quick sand down finish, I am going to be applying this polyurethane here. This is an oil-based. several months since I started this project. I started this project in the summertime. It is now the end of the winter. Spring starts next month, and I finished this project quite a while back. I just never got around to finishing the video. So here is the finished product of the Radial arm saw. I have been using this thing quite a bit, as a matter of fact. I use it for a ton of ripping as well as cross cuts. I have this DeWalt blade on here right now, and I did swap out this fence for another one, not because there was anything wrong with it, but because I needed to put this for an accessory that I will probably show you guys in a later video. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys some test cuts, and we'll see how this thing performs. As you can see, that was cake for this thing. It's a beautiful cut, nice and smooth. As you guys can tell, this thing is cutting like an absolute champ, as it has been throughout the past year that I've been using it. So I absolutely love it, and I'm very satisfied with this table. I'm probably gonna put another coat on it. There's a little bit of wear and tear down here because I only put one coat of finish, so I will be coating this again sometime in the future. And other than that, you know, I'm very satisfied with it. I love it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna go and wrap it up for now. If you did, if you found any entertainment, or if you guys found any kind of knowledge from this video, please give it a thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Thank you guys, and have a nice day.